Hello, welcome back. Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger. The date is December 3rd, 2022. And yes, I'm not in my uniform. I'm not in my training room. The reason being, today, because of the subject we are going to be talking about, I want to take everybody out of the martial art mindset and put you in the everyday living mindset, aka the street level self defense mindset. And also because the training room is really cold, it's like 18 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, really cold. In that room, I usually don't have any heating uh, unless I go and plug in a space heater. So that room is like the coldest room in the house in the winter time. Uh, so it's just a little bit unpleasant in there. But yes, I do need us to step away from the martial art mindset when we talk about, well, how to take or how to survive a beating. Note, I'm not talking about winning a fight. I'm not talking about kicking someone's butt. Today, I'm actually talking about how to survive a beating. So why is it that I need to take us out of that martial art mindset? Well, number one, because when you're doing martial art, when you're performing or competing or fighting in martial art, you are dressed to take a beating. Right? I don't know where you're at, but most of modern dojos, or martial arts studios, or schools expect you to take them at least a little bit of precaution. In other words, when you're fighting, sparring, training, competing, a lot of times there's mouth guard, the headgear, groin cup, elbow pad, knee pad, and you're barefoot. Yes, there may be some variation. Some people say, oh, well, all we do is having a mouth guard. But even then, that's a big difference, okay? Like, I don't know if any of you have ever gotten punched in the face or in the mouth. Getting punched in the mouth with a mouth guard in there versus getting punched in the mouth without a mouth guard in there is very different. I can tell you that there was one time when I first got into MMA and I uh, competed without mouth guard or gum shield, and my opponent rammed me in the face with his head. Basically, I took him down to the ground and he headbutted me right in the face. Not even an accident, deliberately headbutted me in the face. And I ended up having to go to the dentist, getting my teeth fixed because it chipped my teeth. And so, yeah, when you don't have all that protection, I don't even need to go down to mentioning growing count. And when you are in a martial art tournament or sparring session and you have growing cup on, you are so at ease. You can do all this big leg movement because you don't have to worry about someone go pow into your groin. I mean, it's unpleasant, but it's not debilitating. Out there on the street, when you go into your fight stand and someone go pow into your groin, yeah, you are done. You're not going to be fighting much after that. So I need us to step away from that martial art mindset. And let's say if you're out there in your everyday clothes, you don't have mouth guard, you don't have head guard, you don't have knee pads, elbow pad, glove, groin cup. How are you going to survive a beating? Another reason why I need us to step away from the martial art mindset is a lot of people have this idea that we'll just condition our body. We just condition our body, do the iron body training. I'll condition my knuckle. I'll condition my elbow. I'll condition my chest. I'll condition my belly. And then I'll be invisible. Again, no. Why? Because you can condition your body all you want. But if you don't know which part of your body you actually need to use to block and how to properly utilize it and when to use it, the moment someone pick up a hammer like I have here, or someone grab a baseball bat or something sharp, it doesn't matter what you condition. It's going out the window. I've heard of a guy who was ex-military, conditioned himself daily by getting hit on the jaw, in the belly, on the chest, and all that stuff. And then he went and signed up for security work. He decided he was pretty invincible because he conditioned himself to take all kind of punishment. For several years, he was fine. At one time, the place he was guarding got broken into, and there was a couple of young guys, and they had a gun with them. And some of you are thinking, yeah, well, you can't condition yourself against a gun or bullet. No, that's not even what I'm talking about. When they broke in, this guy went out to confront them, and one of the young guys hit him over the face with the butt of the gun, and down he went. Years and years of beating yourself up, body conditioning, no good. Okay, just not going to do it. So I need us to step away from that iron body mindset, that ninja school mindset, and just think normal. And okay, think like a normal person. If you are walking out there and a couple of hooligans suddenly jump you, how are you going to survive this? Okay, we are not even going to concern ourselves with winning right now. But how do I protect myself so I don't end up getting killed? In Krav Maga, especially the Krav Maga school that I came from, Commando Krav Maga, a lot of our exam focus on uh, one person versus five, one person versus four, one person versus seven. My last combat exam, I had to deal with seven people at the same time, and I don't care how good you are. Sorry, still a little bit of a cough. I don't care how good you are. But when you're dealing with more than two people, especially people who know a little bit of what they are doing, then you are going to take hits. You're going to take hits. Let me give you an example, right? Because I know some people think that like Bruce Lee, they're like knock one person down, turn around, kick the other person down, turn around, kick the other person down, and the fight is over. Okay? But a lot of times, group fight will not go down that way. Let's say one person, let's say three, four people rush you. One of them swing a hammer at your face or knife at your face, and you go into your cool Krav Maga. Now you got a hold of it, and you're wrestling. Okay, this person's still holding on for dear life. They're trying to kick you in the groin. So you're crossing your leg, but you can't let go of this weapon. Huh? They're still pulling, and you're trying to go into your disarm, and suddenly, out of your peripheral vision, the next person is swinging a hammer at your face. What are you going to do? You can't let go and block because this first person still got their weapon, and you got your leg crossed. You can't really maneuver very well because this first person trying to kick you. This is when you actually have to take it. This is going to hurt, but you need to find a way to do it, to take this without getting killed, right? Sometimes there's just no good solution. So today we're talking about how to survive a beating. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of this is going to hurt. It's going to hurt. There's just no way around it. But at least we can do it in a way where we don't get hurt so bad that we get killed or we end up in the hospital or something like that. The key to how to survive a beating is to learn how to use your natural built-in armor. Your natural built-in armor. The parts of your body that can take a lot more abuse than other parts of your body. And that is our main focus today. Now, this is when I want to throw this in there. I talked about this before. People who have a little bit of chub on them, people who are a little bit stocky, chunky, muscular, fat, however you want to call them, generally speaking, can survive a beating a lot better. Because when you are getting pounded on, even when you're getting stabbed, it's always good to have that little bit of padding. Whether that little bit of padding is muscle or fat, either way work. Okay? But if you're all bones, I'm like sorry, skinny guys, but when you're really, really skinny, you may end up a lot worse than people who have a little bit of weight. Now, you do have the advantage that you might run a lot faster. You can climb tree a lot better. So there's that. When it comes to surviving a beating and using the natural built-in armor of your body, a lot of people think, well, then just use a bony part. There's nothing to it. Not quite. The middle of the chest, this is very bony, right? But you do not want to start getting hit here. A very hard hit here can kill you, right? Back of your head, very, very, very hard. It's all bony. You do not want to block with that. Give you brain damage. Okay? Now some people say, well, obviously you want to use a part of your body that has more cushion. It's not that simple either. Okay? The front of the thigh, there's usually a lot of meat here, a lot of cushion, but you do not want to start using that to block hits because a good kick here will bring you down to your knee. You won't be able to move very good. You won't be able to defend yourself very good. Okay? Bicep. A lot of people that go to the gym, they have big, mighty bicep, but you do not want to start trying to block hits with your bicep because a good solid whack on your bicep, that's it. You're not going to be able to use this arm much for the rest of the duration of this conflict. Right? So no, it's not the bony part, and not the padding or padded part. They are very specific part of your body that you need to know to use. First, let's start from the face and the head area because this is what most people are going to be concerned with. Let's say my hands are occupied. I can't let go because I'm struggling against somebody already, and someone on the side swinging a fist at my face. In this case, I want to employ my first line of defense, which is to drop my chin and use this part of my skull that is just above my forehead. Not on the forehead. Okay, you do not want to take it on the forehead. It's going to whiplash the heck out of you. But if you drop your chin and present the top of your skull, the forward and top of the skull, this is like the hardest part of your body. This part, right above the forehead. That is the hard. If you ever look at what a human skull looks like, that part is really, really, really thick. Okay, so if you take abuse here, it's fine. It's going to hurt. I'm not going to tell you it's not going to hurt. It's going to hurt like hell. And you might bleed if you get cut. You might bleed a lot, but no brain damage. Okay? It's not going to seriously incapacitate you, especially when there's a lot of adrenaline. just remember, if you have no way to get out of this, don't turn your head and take it on the side. You'll break your cheekbone. Okay? Don't take it in the front because if your nose get broken, your jaw get broken, you can't fight it, you can't survive. Right? If there's no way around it, you want to drop your chin, tighten your neck, take it on the top front portion of your skull. Bang! Huh? Does that hurt? Yeah, it hurts. What I just did to myself, it hurt. But is it debilitating? No. Huh? Now, I'm not going to do it with a hammer. I'm not that crazy yet. Um, but you guys get the idea. From the head down, let's say something is coming at your chest or throat or neck or back of the neck even, right? Then you want to try to take it either on the top of the shoulder. See there, this is why I say people who are a little bit chunkier, muscular, fat, you're going to take this a lot better. You know, there's more meat here on the top of the shoulder. Just lift up your shoulder, tuck in your neck, and take that. Okay? Even with a hammer, take that. Yeah. Yeah. Does it hurt? Yes. Hurts a lot. But I can still use my arm. I can still fight. I still have a chance after this. Right? So the top of the shoulder or the outside of the shoulder. Make sure it is the outside of the shoulder, not the front or the back. Okay? If you get hit really hard in the front of the shoulder or the back, you're going to get dislocated. Working our way down, natural armor built into our body is the elbow. Elbow is one of the best weapons. It is one of the best armor. Now, make sure it is the front of the elbow, not the underside, not the funny bone. Okay, you get hit here really hard, you won't be able to use that arm. Right? Use the front of the elbow, the forearm part of the elbow. Right? This can take a lot of abuse. I wouldn't recommend you try to block a baseball bat or a hammer, but a fist, no problem. A kick, no problem. Yeah, if it's a bare hand fight against multiple people, I'm going to try to block with my elbow all the time because all it takes is one of them throwing a good hard punch at me, and I put my elbow in the place at the right time. They're going to break their own hand on my elbow. Okay, so the elbow is one of the best defense you have. Another very good natural armor on the human body that a lot of people don't think about is your palm, okay? Your palm. But you do not want to meet your attack face on because you are going to either break your finger or break your hand. When you want to stop a force with your palm, you always want to angle your palm, so you're pushing diagonally towards the incoming force. So when someone's swinging a hammer at me, I do not want to put my palm in directly in front of the hammer. I want to push diagonally to the side. Where's my palm? Where's my palm? Okay, where's my palm? Even with a really hard swing, I can take that on my palm. Note I'm bunching my fingers together. I'm keeping my thumb a little bit over the top of my fingers. So I'm not going to break my thumb when I hit, when I block with my palm. I'm not going to break any finger. I'm keeping my fingers all bunched up, my thumb tucked up over the finger. So the palm is nice and padded, nice and meaty. So when I catch this hammer incoming, even though it is really hard and it does hurt, I can still operate after this. If some people, like if let's say you are on the ground, as people are trying to kick you and you are curling up, so you're defending your stomach and chest, good. What do you do with your back? Okay, This is very important because this is when a lot of people get spine injury when they fall up and they tuck in and someone hits them on the back, their spine is too exposed. Okay, so when you when there are incoming attacks to your back, you want to try to bring your shoulder blade back like you're pinching a pencil between your shoulder blade. Okay, you can still tuck and curl, but make sure that you don't expose your spine by bringing your shoulders forward. You want to keep these muscles activated in your back, so when they hit you on the back, they get the muscle, the shoulder blade, rather than the spine. Another built-in natural defense, natural armor on our body is when you bend your arm. When you bend your arm, so your forearm, your top arm, upper arm form this natural V shape and bunching up all the muscles here. Okay, this is very good defense for blunt trauma. Let's say someone swinging a baseball bat or a hammer at me from the side. I'm not going to take it on my elbow. This is going to break my elbow. I'm not going to take it on my forearm or wrist or shoulder. Okay, this is going to just hurt too much. So in this case, I'm going to just bunch up my, like bend my arm, bunch everything up like this. See that? Look at that. Yeah, no problem. With my arm bent and everything bunched up to the side, forming this natural V, this can take a lot more hit than if I try to karate this. Okay? Same thing with your leg. Okay? Now, before we get to the leg, another very interesting little built-in armor is the tip of your hip bone, right here on the side, on the side of your body, the beginning, the top of your hip bone. This is very, very hard, okay? And this is very good. If your if someone's trying to boot you in the rib and you can't get your elbow in there, then a good way to defend is to just lift up your hip so they get you on the hip bone instead. Okay? I've kicked and punched people in the hip bone on the hip bone enough time that I'll tell you it hurts. Okay? Me punching them on the hip bone and it hurts me. It's really, really good natural defense. Working our way down the shin, the top of the shin, primarily in front, just in front, underneath, an inch under your kneecap. Here, this is a good solid spot. Actually, the entire shin is very good, but most people don't condition the shin enough, so when you get hit on the shin, it hurts a lot. Okay? So if you have to take a hit with your leg, take it on the top of the shin, just under the knee. There's a section here that don't have as much nerve ending as the rest of the shin. Huh? And like I said, if someone is swinging a baseball bat at your leg or a hammer at your leg, another good way is to just lift up your leg, make that V, bend your leg, make that V with your shin and thigh, and take this on. If you take this way, it doesn't hurt or damage nearly as much as you have your legs straight. Okay? This is how we block a roundhouse kick, by the way. Just lift up your leg and take it like that. Right? Now, the most important part of this is also why I want to do this in a more street setting. It's because most of the time when this happens, when you're out there and you get assaulted, you would be wearing shoes. Right there, best armor you have on your person at any given time. Very important to pick a pair of good shoes. Every time I go out of the house, I make sure that I put on shoes that I know if I do get attacked and I need to, I can block with these shoes. Okay? So not that you have to wear steel toe boots or anything. I mean, steel toe boots are good, but you can't wear them all the time. Well, I mean, depending on what you do, you might be able to. But any shoes with nice solid bottom, nice solid sole. Okay, let's take this hammer again. Someone swings this hammer at me. There is no part of my body that I really will say that I can block this indefinitely. A couple of times here, maybe. A couple of times with my palm, maybe. But eventually, it's just going to be too much for me. But if I can use the bottom of my foot, I'm hitting it really hard, but I can do this all day, right? Not feeling it much, right? And some people say, well, how are you going to block with the bottom of your foot? How are you going to do that? Well, if you happen to land on the ground, then you actually have to. Uh, there was a YouTube video I came across before where two guys were fighting in the snow, and one guy fell down and the other guy grabbed the snow shovel and tried to bash his head in, and this guy started putting his feet up in the way of the snow shovel, and every time the guy tried to come around him, he just turned and put his foot in the way. When the guy swings, he would put his shoe in the way of the snow shovel. And the guy ended up getting tired out. The guy with the shovel got tired out and couldn't do anything with him. Okay? So if you get into a situation on the street, remember your shoes may be the best defense you have at that given time. Like I said, these natural built-in protection on your body doesn't mean that it's not going to hurt, doesn't mean that you won't get injured. But if you remember how to utilize them, when to utilize them, you'll get hurt a lot less. Thank you for checking out today's Survival Saturday. We'll be back again tomorrow for some Soul Search Sunday. And remember, if you like what I do here and want to interact with me more, you can now find me on Instagram and Twitter with Johnny Tiger 1981. Johnny Tiger 1981. Have a good evening.